Hi, it's Claire here from MIB Network for Mums in Business. I keep seeing lots of things on Facebook in various forums and groups about bullet journaling and planners and all that kind of stuff about what works for you. So I thought I'd show you my little system. Now, I have been doing this is my third year, and I've tried all sorts of things over the years from using the apps on my phone and all sorts of stuff and kitchen calendars. But having tried and failed to keep a lot of them going because they just didn't quite work, I ended up using a bullet journal. Now, again, the bullet journal, it took me a bit of planning and trial and error to find the kind of system and method that worked for me, but I think I've finally nailed it. I started off looking on Pinterest and Instagram to get ideas for content and design, and found that a lot of them look really beautiful and there's some really creative designs inside which look lovely, and it's how I started doing mine. But I found that increasingly that it was quite time consuming to do all of the fancy fonts and the colours and the pretty pictures and stuff, and actually I just wanted a system and a process that worked for me. So this is what I have done. Now, firstly, I would say have a colour that you can find. I don't know about you, but my office, my handbag, my house has got a lot of other stuff in it. So I went for a book rather than something nice and black and tasteful and grown up. I went for a design that I could find and always see easily if it was in a pile of other stuff or in my bag. So this one is, I'll show you, I've put it up on Amazon. This is one of those, I don't even know how to say that, Leuchtturm 1917. It's on Amazon, it was £12.99. Also, having had a look at various other ones, this one is, well, the pages are A5, so when you open it up, it's A4. I find that page size works really well for me. Some of them are slightly narrower, and having had one that's a bit narrower, I miss that extra page width. It also means that if I want to tuck something inside it, it's easy to do so, it doesn't stick out the side. So here you go, my jade green bullet journal. This one I've been doing for about 8 months so far, and I've just started 2019 in it, so it's looking a bit dirty and a bit marked, hence the fact it's not all shiny and new. And I also want to show you my pens. I love these pens. They are really nice to write with. They come in lots of different colours, as you can see. As you can see, I've lost some. I get through the black ones like they're going out of fashion. So you can buy replacement black ones in places like WH Smith just on their own. What I have ended up doing, they used to be in a nice pretty kind of graduated rainbow colours, but I now keep the ones that I use for colour coding all in one place at the end, so that they are readily available and I haven't got to remember which colours I've used. So they're my kind of basic tools. Now I'm going to turn straight to the new stuff I've created for 2019. As you can see, I've used some of that paper tape just to mark the edge, so I can find it really easily. Oh, that's the end of last year. Now, this is my 2019. Now, as you can see, it's not all pretty like some of the ones you'll see. You'll see heaps of really nice designs. This just does what it says on the tin. A ruler and a pen, basically. So I have started off 2019 with my key goals for the year. Now, these might be whatever you want to have. I've divided mine into health, money, and I have 2 businesses, so I've got a box for each and they've got my kind of key goals in them. And then I have got a financial page. Now, that's why we're in business, isn't it? So, just to backtrack, actually, something I should have mentioned. I'm a mum. I have got 2 businesses. I'm a mum to 2 children. They are 10 and 14. So I've been doing this since they were both at junior school. They have lots of activities. They do loads of stuff before and after school. I try and plan my meals for the week. So this covers school holidays, my businesses, finances, my husband being on business trips, all of our appointments, our after school activities, all of that sort of thing. Also my exercise. Yet again, I've got losing weight on my health goals, so that's included on this. So as we go through, you'll see how I've kind of incorporated it all into one little system that works quite well for me. So I'm obviously I didn't want to show you what I'm hoping to earn this year, but I find it's a really useful exercise to start off with what I would like to earn over the course of the year, and then breaking it down into what that means on a monthly, weekly, daily and hourly basis, which kind of puts it into perspective. And what I've found is that by seeing what that means on an hourly basis, it helps me make decisions about outsourcing things. So I think, well, if I need to be earning X amount per hour, and my time will be better spent working and earning that rather than cleaning my house or maybe doing some admin or bookkeeping or stuff. So that's how I make my decisions as to whether it's more viable to help me achieve my financial goals by outsourcing things. So it's a very, very straightforward, no frills way of focusing the mind as to what you want to earn. So that's my basic 2019 starter page. And then I have got my year planner. Now this is where I'll do you up close. So I've got 2 pages going across, and this is where I kind of keep a track of those things that are coming up. And on here I have got term dates, so I underline the time when the kids are off on school holidays in purple. So I've got sometimes the dates vary, they're at different schools, so a single line means only one of them is off, and the double line means that they're both off. I have got, I run a couple of networking groups for the Mums in Business Network, so I put those in the green, which kind of matches our logo. So the dates for each month, so you can see I've got those. Appointments I have in blue, and birthdays, I haven't added many of those this year, but I had those in pink. And then the orange underlines is when I'm about but my hobby's away. So I just circle those or underline them or whatever, and then I write the details down here. That is a really handy way if you want to make an appointment or, all sorts of things that are coming up, you can just check at a glance. So I've got things like the school holidays, I'm about to be a godmum on that day, parents' evenings, all of that kind of thing. So this is a place for both business and work and life and children and term dates and all that kind of stuff. Because obviously it all has a massive impact on the way you run your business. If your children are at home, then tweaks need to be made to life, don't they? So anyway, I've got 2 pages of those. What I would say is, as you can see, I've torn some pages out there. I got to July and thought, my days aren't quite right here, having written it all out, and discovered that I'd written 21st of July in twice. So I had to tear out 2 pages and start all over again. So check it on your phone or your kitchen calendar before you waste loads of time doing it, unlike me. So that is my year view. And then I go down to a month view. So I set my goals in the same quarter for the month, so the same quarters that I used for my year plan. I'm starting to nail it down to actually what I want to achieve this month. This will be, when I've done it, my social plans. So this is where I do my email marketing and my blogging and social posting, and I'm just going to jot down. So you can see I've got the day and the date going all the way down there, and I haven't done that bit yet, but that's one of my little jobs I'm going to do today. So then I can just tick off what little bit of marketing I'm going to do each day. I try to do at least one tiny bit of marketing, even if it's just a social post or following up on an email or something like that each day, just so I'm moving things forward. And then this is my weekly plan. So as you can see, I've got the days along the top. Saturday and Sunday I combine, and then I have a box here which is my top to-dos for the week. So what I do, have I done any of those that I can show you? Not yet, but once I've done them, I just put a cross. If I'm doing halfway, say I'll pretend that I've done my tax return, but I will put a single line if I'm in the middle of doing it, and once I've finished it off, I put a cross, which is a very sort of standard bullet journaling system. And then for each day, I try to give myself only 3 really key important things that I have to get done during the day. So they're my top 3. I have my meal plan, so I've got what I'm having for lunch, what I'm having for dinner tonight, kids' activities, so horse riding and football, so Mondays is a busy night. I do my exercise, just to remind me to do my physio exercises. Certain days of the week I go swimming, so I factor that in. And then my marketing which is what the M is. It's just the little things I'm going to do there. So a lot of this probably doesn't mean anything to anybody else, but it means something to me, which is the important stuff. And then down in this bit, I have my little tasks for the day. And again, I've been to my physio appointment, so I can just tick that off now. So as the day goes, I'll write things through. If I've got appointments, I tend to write appointments in blue, so that's using my blue pen up there. So those colour codes I was using on that page, that is those pens that I've got at the end of my pad. So that's my kind of weekly view, and I will just carry on doing that as the month progresses, and then when I get to the end of the month, I'll create myself another one of those. I also, that is where I'm going to be weighing myself, but I haven't done that yet because we were in a mad panic to get out the door this morning, and by the time I remembered, I'd already had my breakfast. So the way I do it is I use my bullet journal from two directions. So from the front, I have all my kind of date related calendars, to-do list stuff, so anything that's kind of date relevant. But I also work from the back. So I have a list of, and I haven't built it up yet, but I create a page for the films I want to watch, the books I want to read. So you know when people mention stuff, you think, oh, I really want to read that, and then by the time you have finished the last book, you can't remember what they said it was. So that's where I write them. This is where I have just my kind of brain dumps, and if I've got, again, places to go, gift ideas. So, you know, when you're in the middle of the year, you might suddenly think, oh, I've got an idea that for somebody, and you want to remember, that's where I put it. Now, these are pages I've created for exercisey, fitnessy stuff. Gems are things that people have said that were really kind. I've got all my sort of brainstorm ideas and event ideas, and I've got just little random goals. And sometimes when my kids are like horse riding or something like that, I sit in the car and I just have a little meeting with myself, and this is where I write my meeting notes. So I did a rebrand here. I've got my marketing plans. I've got this venues, events. I reminded myself who my target customers were so that it helped me focus with my marketing. I've got blog ideas, all kinds of stuff really. So anything that is not directly related to my calendar, I work from the back, and anything that is related to my calendar and my goals, I work from the front. So I hope that's just given you a little bit of food for thought. I'd be very interested to see what your journaling, and if you've got any systems and tools and little setups and templates and stuff that work better for you. I know it really depends on your priorities and how your life is, but this is what works for me. So if you would like to find out any more about Mums in Business Network, then pop along to our website, which is www.mibnetwork.org.uk. Bye for now.